Welcome back to my video, guys. I hope you have all had a fantastic week since the last time I spoke to you all. I do apologise that I didn't post a video yesterday. I just had such a busy day as I went to go see one of my friends and then I was helping look after the kids as my mum was at work. So it was a very busy and chaotic day and I just kind of forgot to pull out the camera, so I do apologise for that, but I thought I would come on here today and make a video about my story with depression and anxiety. This video for me, I didn't really know that I was filming it until I've kind of got my camera out, and it is a really emotional video. So I am going to say now, if you don't really want to hear about it, then by all means click off the video now, but I thought I would just share my story so those people who are going through the same thing kind of have a bit of hope for the end, and we'll see that there is something to come from all of it and that things will get better. So for those of you who haven't seen the title, this is my story with depression and anxiety. For me, it all started, I think it was the first year that my parents had split up and I hadn't quite taken it in, and then I was going through loads of troubled stuff at school. My social life wasn't really the best and I just kind of fell into this hole that I couldn't get out of, and one night I completely just had a mental breakdown to my mum. I was crying. I was like, I can't do it anymore. I was like, it is too difficult. I don't want to have to continue every day feeling the way that I do. And I think I ended up having the last week of school off as I went to the doctors, and that is when they diagnosed me with anxiety and depression. It was difficult hearing that. I kind of already gathered that I had slight signs of it because obviously my mum had been struggling with it for a little bit, but you know, you'll probably hear about some of that stuff on her channel. But going through that as a kid, I was 14 maybe. I think I was 14 around the time, as I had just had my birthday, and it was so difficult. I pretended like I was okay, and for a while I thought that I was, but after I had that first doctor's appointment, it just kind of got worse from there. I went to CAMS for a while. I went to CAMS for a few months. In my personal opinion, I didn't really enjoy going to CAMS as I didn't feel like I could talk to them without them sharing everything that I said with my parents. So obviously everything I said to them, they would always go ask my mum, be like, oh, is she really like this? Like, oh, she said this, is this true? Like, it was never bad stuff, but for me, I felt like I couldn't talk privately without some sort of respect of, like, if I hadn't told my mum something, it's probably because I felt like that I couldn't, not because she had ever done anything. She was so supportive of my entire process. She was the one person who stuck by me when I thought that I had no one, obviously not including my siblings or anything, but out of everyone I knew, she was just the one person who stuck by me no matter what. But there's just some things that you just think your parents won't be able to cope with hearing, and certain things that I told them I didn't think that she would be able to cope with hearing, and then they just went and kind of told her anyway. It just kind of got worse from there. I'm gonna say this now, I went through a very bad patch of self-harming, and unfortunately that's something that, well, I don't do it anymore, but it's something that I now have to live with and I have to look at every day. Wow, emotional. It is something that I have to deal with every day. I do have to look at it every day. It's kind of a reminder of everything that I went through, and I do think about it sometimes and I'm like, is this going to stop me from doing the career that I want to do? I want to become this actress, and is because what I've done to my body going to affect whether or not I will get given a certain role in a TV series or a film or a musical theatre piece. And it was such a difficult time. Those were things that wasn't really going through my head at the time. And I finally told my mum, and my family knew about it. And then obviously things were so then chaotic when all that happened, because no one ever suspected anything. And then around a few months later, I think it was around March time, or I think it was March 2019, I ended up in the hospital overnight. I had came home from school early because I had got in a huge argument with one of my exes, as things didn't really end well, and just a lot of stuff happened that day at school, and I ended up calling my mum up, crying my eyes out, being like, "Mum, all of this has just happened. I can't go back in there and face everyone and pretend like I'm okay." Because apparently I was on all these antidepressants, I was on these anxiety meds, I wasn't sleeping, so I was on all these medicines that would help me sleep as well, and I was so exhausted, I just wasn't able to do it anymore. So yeah, I'd gone home, and obviously things had happened, and I did try to take my own life. Luckily, I am still here to this day. It is one thing that I do regret. You know, I haven't told many personal friends this kind of story. It was just too difficult for me. But now I think I'm kind of ready, and I want to be able to help those people that need the help. So that is why I am always open to anyone to message me or send me a private message on one of my social medias, and I will help you out if you are going through the same thing. Because once this has happened to me, I had so much support already, but then people had a much bigger watch on me. You know, they watched me a lot close. I'm back. Yeah, I just want everyone to know that they have someone to kind of turn to. And after that, like I said, I was kind of doing things on my own. I had my family. Wow, I'm burpy today. I had my family to support me the entire way, and I did get better in the end. I came off all my medication. They tried to ease me onto a different medication after what had happened, as they were a bit worried that something would happen again, but I stopped taking them after a couple of months after the accident, and it affected my family a lot. My parents, I would not have been able to get through it if it wasn't for my mum. Like, she was just there. Honestly, if you think talking to your parents about it, if you don't think it's a good idea, I'm here to tell you it is. It is better for your parents to know now before things get worse. And at the end of the day, there is a light at the end of the tunnel. There is going to be someone there for you to kind of see you along the way and stuff like that. It will get better. I mean, look at me now. I'm in college. I'm doing a level 3 performing arts course, and I still have my down days. I still do go through a lot at times. I still kind of think, you know, I'm still battling the depression and the anxiety, especially the anxiety. It plays up quite bad in big social spaces, but I'm getting through it. And I personally think that I can do it, which is what I've been working on this entire time. And I mean, that's basically my whole story. That is what I've gone through. I've probably not gone into as much detail as possible, but for those of you who are here from like my mum's YouTube channel, My Family of 8, obviously you guys know that she took a bit of time off of YouTube, and that is because of everything she was going through. And then in her video as well, she mentioned that obviously one of her children had gone through something quite severe, and I was that child, and I was the reason why, you know, she didn't post some videos for a while. And it's just because we were all going through such a dramatic time in those years. It was just difficult, but obviously we're back now. We're happy to post videos for all of you who want to see them, and support us. But that is going to be it for my video today. It's kind of a little bit about my story. If you guys have any questions based on what I've gone through, or any extra things that you kind of wish that I had mentioned, leave a comment down below and I will quite happily answer anything that you guys, have to say. But if anyone needs help or a bit of hope, or just someone to talk to or someone to rant to about how they feel free to message me. I will always be happy to message whoever needs the help. I don't want people to have to go through the same thing that I've had to go through. I am one of those people where I will go through it so that you don't have to. I will explain it so that you don't have to. But that is all I have to say for today, and I hope you guys have a better understanding of what's kind of been happening these past few years, and are always happy to support us. But anyway, leave a comment, a like, and don't forget to subscribe, and I will speak to you all soon. Bye bye.